Sis, aren't you tired yet? Aren't you sick of being unhappy? Don't you want a better life for you and your kids? I know you do. So what's up, Faux Tribe? Today we're going to be discussing breaking habits. So if you are watching this video, I'm pretty sure it's because you are either a single mom, a single black mother, or you are looking for a way out to some source of unhappiness. And to be honest with you, these unhappinesses, even though it's not a word, actually start with habits that we have. So to give you a little background information first off before we start is the breakdown of where habits come from. Your habits are generated through your mind, which is broken down into two portions, your subconscious and your conscious mind. So your conscious mind is that part of your brain that makes a quick decision right then and there, which honestly only has 2% of control. Your subconscious mind is the master. Your subconscious mind is the one that has 98% control of everything that you do, hence today and long term. So this is where your habits lie. We all have long-term habits and short-term habits. And the long-term habits are those things that are making you unhappy today. This might seem out there, it might seem scientific, but it is literally true. In order to get over things, you have to understand the roots of where they come from. Here at Fro Basics, this is my job, is to explain to the black mother exactly why she's going through what she's going through and to find a way for her to climb out of that ditch. It's enough. We have had enough, and it is enough. I've had enough, and I'm sick of it. So I'm doing something about it. So breaking these habits are our first steps to crawling out of this ditch, okay? So now that you know the background of where the habits lie, I want you to identify exactly what it is that is making you unhappy, which is that problem. What is it? For me, for example, one problem that makes me very unhappy is my eating habits. It takes away from energy, takes away from my time, it takes away from my life, period. And the things that I've been learning lately has discouraged me and has disgusted me on what I'm putting into myself. So my habit of eating is a long-term thing. This is the 98% of my brain. This is 20 years worth of eating. I'm pretty sure I'm 26, so I'm pretty sure this is longer than that. This is a habit that's been going on all my life. And I am now just not realizing as an adult what it's doing, and the fact that I have young children who don't necessarily, well, my daughter, she's already formed a bad habit of eating because I have introduced this to her. I want to cut off that effect. I want to cut off that habit for her and for my son, to where I put them in create a different foundation from them. And I want to break that habit that my family has of junk food and bad eating. I'm going to go ahead and stop it with me. That's my whole purpose, is to stop this with me. So the next thing that you want to do is look into the future, which is your solution, or what is it that you want to accomplish? What would make you happy? What do you expect from breaking this habit once you have identified it? So for me, another example, my solution is to become a plant-based eater. So I want to eat nothing but fruits and vegetables. If it comes off of a tree, grows out of the ground, if it has a root and a seed, that is what I eat. Am I exposed to this as far as for my parents and their parents? No. They're all meat eaters, and I don't want that for my children, because that's honestly, as a descendant of Africa, that is not our diet. we really don't know our diet. But to be honest with you, genetically, the way that we are built, we function more off of plants, and we thrive more, and we're smarter, and we're more energetic off of plants than off of meat. But that's just my mind thinking on the things that I want to change and the foundation that I want to create for my future generations, because I want you to understand that you as a mom you have created another generation for our people. And in that generation, whatever you do and whatever you teach your children is what you're creating trends on. And I don't want to create a trend of eating meat. I don't want to create a trend of a messy, junky house. I don't want to create a trend of robots, pretty much, in my children, because they are my legacy. And me personally, I don't want my name on that, because my name means something to me. So far, you have identified what it is that makes you unhappy, which is your problem, and you have also identified what it is that will make you happy, which is your solution. So now we're going to focus on the bridge part, which is putting both that what makes you unhappy and what makes you happy, that in between space, this little space in between here. That's what you need to identify next. Now, to give you a little information on how to do that exactly, what will it take to break a habit? So scientifically, it is said that it takes about 10,000 hours to create a habit, or 2 weeks exactly to create a habit. So right now, we are doing two things in your life right now. You are breaking a habit, and you are also creating a habit. So you're doing two things at once. Set up a time frame of 2 weeks. I plan on doing 3 weeks, because 2 weeks, I feel like I can easily relapse because of the time period that I have in this habit that I'm trying to break. Using me as an example again, my eating habits. My first step is to cancel out fast food products. I want to start there, because that is something that easily I can fall back into, and I want to go ahead and tackle that hard part first, before I move forward to my next step. I'm already into this journey now. I'm 5 days into it, so I have not bought any McDonald's, any Wendy's, any of that, Subway or anything, for these past 5 days, and I've already seen positive results with not buying those. I've saved money. I've saved money in both my pocket and in my refrigerator, because normally when you buy fast food, the stuff that's in your refrigerator goes bad because you're not using it and you're not cooking it. So I've saved money in both of those areas. I've actually created bonding time for me and my daughter, and we will talk about those things in another video. Now, don't get me wrong, my mind has tried to test me, honey. Earlier this week, I went to a doctor's appointment, and I planned on being out all day. And when you're pregnant, you're always hungry. Okay, so I wasn't planning on going home. You know, when you plan on running errands, you don't plan on going back and forth to the house. You plan on staying out until you get it done, then going home and chilling. So my mind instantly went to, okay, I need something quick and fast. And I was craving Subway, which is something that I naturally crave in my pregnancies. I did it with my daughter, and I fulfilled those cravings with Subway, but then I also got hella heartburn afterwards. But this time, because I was on this journey, and because I'm trying to break this habit that I have, I did not give into it. I did not. I wanted to so bad, but I end up thinking of, okay, what could I make at home that would substitute for this craving that I'm having? And my mind automatically switched to something positive, which gave me the idea of, there's this sandwich that I like to make at home that satisfies me just as much as a Subway sandwich does. So I went to the grocery store and I bought those products. And I would normally spend about $11 at Subway because I'm a fat person and I like to get the deluxe, which means you get double meat and double cheese. And so instead of paying $7, I paid $11 for that deluxe meal for a foot long. And I was able to make basically 2 footlongs and a half for less than $5. So that is $6 that I have saved in money. But then also that one sandwich that would cost me $11, I would eat in one period, which is like one time. I was able to eat that sandwich for days. So I feel like that was a challenge for me. And I overcame that challenge. So it also makes you self-aware as well. That's basically what I'm trying to get from that story. It makes you self-aware of what you're doing and what you're thinking. And if you're really serious about this, these are the kind of tests that you're going to go through. It's not going to be easy and it's not going to be a breeze, but it is up to you and your strength, and you're strong enough. You are more than strong enough to identify, but you have to be in tuned and you have to be willing to identify, and you cannot be careless about this. You cannot give in, because as soon as you give in at one time, that your subconscious is going back into its regular mode. It's right back at where it was. So you have to start back over again. It's right back where it was, and there's no excuse for it, because if you're serious about this, you are in control. Nobody else is in control. Nobody's going to hand you your money. Not even your kids. I don't care if they're hollering and screaming about eating. Like, for my example, I'm just using my example. I don't care if your kids are hollering and screaming about McDonald's and Wendy's. You better go home and hook them up some chicken nuggets that they would eat at Wendy's. Go home, get you some chicken breasts, get you some grease, and fry you up some chicken nuggets, honey, for your kids. And here's your chicken nuggets. Whatever sauce they use, barbecue sauce, ketchup. My daughter likes ketchup. So we work together. And that's another thing. Involve your children on this habit or on this journey. Involve them. And this creates bonding time, and also creates a positive habit for them. And it makes it so much easier on you. But this is not just for us. Like I said, this is for us to create a new foundation, to build a new slate, to clean off that dirty plate that we have in our lives, but most importantly in our children's lives. So that ends this portion of the video. I do thank you guys so much for tuning in today. If you have any questions, or if I was not clear, or if you want to go into deeper detail about the things that we talked about here today in this video, go ahead and hit me up in the comment box. That is our only central way of communicating at this particular moment. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and do so, because my channel is about time saving and about saving our lives as Black women and saving our children's lives. Because I have a son and a daughter, and the lifestyle that we live here in America, Black men are being killed every day, and Black women are nobody gives a fuck about us. Let's just be for real. No one. No one. So we have to change it some kind of way. And for my children's sake, I'm a mother, so I know that I don't want my daughter not to be cared for, and I want her to be respected. And for my son, I don't want to have to fear and worry about him going outside and being gunned down because of the way that he looks. Just that simple. It's not about his personality. It's not about what's in his mind. It's just the fact that this right here was generated on him, and that already sets him up for a target. And my son is not an animal, so there's no reason for him to be put down. And that was kind of personal, but that's just my train of thinking, and that's why I create the videos that I create. So if you are on that road and on that path, and you understand what I'm talking about, which if you are a Black woman, I'm sure you do. Most definitely. I don't care if you live in the white people's world or not. You still feel it, and you still know it, and you still see it. But go ahead and subscribe to this channel. There will be a lot of more time-saving videos and things to improve your life videos, because that's what Fro Basics is all about. So subscribe. If you liked this video in particular and you want to share it with other Black single mothers, then go ahead and like this video so we can get it mainstream, because if you don't like this video, then we cannot go mainstream here at Fro Basics. And in order for us to go mainstream, we cannot do it without you and your attention. So thank you so much for your time. Like I always say, my name is Aisha. Peace out and have a productive day. I'm out.